Hello. Howdy ho. Hello, Zaboo. Emily, hello, my wife. Only features howdy, Yoshi Horse howdy. I think you'll be happy with my tier list suggestion. Or selection, I mean. I drank a little bit, but now I'm out of things to drink and I'm sad about it. Idle howdy. Gubbles, hello. Baxter, hello. Service Touchy, hello. And Yoshi Horse, thank you for the resub. As you can see on my screen, I saw a tweet a little while ago that reads, new idea, go to Akinator and answer everything according to yourself, but if it asks if you're fictional, put yes, that's your new kin. So we're gonna do that, I guess. Huscon, thank you for the 7-stream watch stream. So we got Akinator here. Let me drag some windows around, put that in there. Let's see what happens. Select the game thematic. Akinator's changed since I last checked this guy out. I don't know what this shit's all about, but does Robo hello. We're gonna go characters. Is your character real? I guess that counts as the is your character fictional question, so I'm gonna say no. Why is Akinator so slow these days? Does your character have a human head? Yes. Is your character from a Japanese anime? I'm afraid not. Has your character been in a movie? Have I ever been in a movie? I don't think I have, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to say no to this. Does she have a centipede body? No. Is your character a genie? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Is your character originally from a video game? No, of course not, Akinator. Is your character a girl? Yes. Is your character animated? I would consider Live 2D animated. Unfortunately, since it is not a Japanese anime and it's animated, I'm gonna get a Disney princess or something. But does your character have brown hair? No. Is your character red-haired? No. We're getting Lois, God, I hope not. Is your character blonde? No. Is your character from a kids show? Now, this stream is strictly 18+. Does your character go to school? Not anymore, so I guess no. Does your character have dark hair? Yes. Is your character associated with the Frenzied Flame? I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Is your character a shadow hunter? No, of course not. Does your character wear a bamboo muzzle? No! Isn't that the girl from fucking that anime? We already said it's not an anime. Is your character from a TV series? I mean, a stream is kind of a TV series. You could put me on a TV. And it happens quite frequently and quite regularly, so I'm gonna say yes. Does your character live in America? Yes. Does your character live in a tree dome? No, I live in a mulch pile. Does your character have any kids? Chad is kind of like kids, but I'm gonna say no. Is your character Asian? No. Was your character on a children's TV show? I don't think so. Has your character met aliens? Yes. Does your character only have one eye? No. Who are we gonna get? Ugh, this is worse than Lois. This is worse than Lois. Haley Smith from American Dad. I've seen very little American Dad, but what I have seen is pretty unbearable, so pretty sad. So let's see if anybody else played along. Let's see. Bandor from Baccano does Robo. I've not seen Baccano. Wooten Bassett from Adventures in Odyssey. No idea what that is. Someone from a Minecraft YouTuber, but you're not supposed to be a fictional character. I should be able to say I'm anime, it's true, but... Ava My Inner Demons Afmao. I have no idea what that fucking means. Let's do one more time, and we'll try saying yes to a Japanese anime and see what we get. Your soulmate, which implies Akane thinks my soulmate does not exist. That's not true, Mumley. I'm here. Has your character really existed? Yes. Is your character famous? Not yet. Actually, hopefully never. Is your character older than 18? Yes. From an evangelical Christian-themed radio drama comedy series. Does your character have any kids? No. Does your character personally know you? Yeah. Does your character have anisocoria? What the fuck is that? Also, I'm on edge, so this is going to be a Bing result, I'm sorry. Unusual pupils. Oh, heterochromia. Okay. Think of a clip, Soviet. Also, did I say hello to Soviet? Oh, I am supposed to be fictional. I forgot. Okay, I gotta refresh. Is your character real? No. Does your character have a human head? Yes. Is your character from a Japanese anime? Yes. We're saying yes to that. Does your character have dark hair? Yes. Does your character often wear a hat? Not anymore. But I used to. So let's say probably. Is your character from One Piece? No. Is your character a girl? Does your character go to school? Does your character have any kids? Akinator loves to ask about my kids. Has your character met Kobe Bryant? Does your character fight with a sword? Does your character have powers? I mean sexual, but no. Is your character an adult? Yes. Does your character fight? I want like a sometimes option. But I guess I'll say yes. Is your character a news reporter? No. Is your character in a band? No. Is your character a lizard? Actually, pest control could technically be a whatever. Is your character a lizard? Probably not. I should have said probably not. Does your character use guns? No. Does your character live with a child? Not to my knowledge. Is your character famous because of a friend? Yeah, Berry Bug. Can your character vanish? No. Is your character originally from a video game? No. We're from a Japanese anime. Has your character ever been married? Yes, to Mlemling. Is your character related to Naruto? No, you idiot. Does your character have a ponytail? No! What the fuck is this? Submitted by Sussy. Who is this? Her head is backwards, and she's all snot. Kimetsu no Yaiba, is that Demon Slayer? Hey, hello. Also, if I missed anyone, sorry. Suma from Kimetsu no Yaiba. Her picture is bad. She's normally hot. Let me Bing search this. Okay, yeah, this is better than the picture suggests. Okay, that's enough Akinator for today. Yeah, we're on Edge, so it's Bing today. I'm sorry. I promise I don't usually use Bing, but Edge is my I'm doing web browsing on stream browser. Idol suggested Mario Party 1, or Idol suggested a Mario Party tier list, but I only played a couple of Mario Parties, so I decided to do the one I'm most familiar with. So mini games from Mario Party 1. We're gonna have to change the tiers a little bit. So I don't think I can do this many tiers, but so we have somehow kind of fun at the top. Tolerable will be the second option. Not completely, well, under tolerable, let's do I don't hate it. Only a little painful. I want to die. And let's remove a couple of these. Delete row. And last tier will be all right, so what is this first one? Rain Cloud? I don't remember this. Let me zoom in a little bit. What is that? What am I looking at? I don't know this one at all.
Welcome back to
I'll add another tier.
History.
No, don't change that one. Fuck. Ma Dominic, thank you for the resub. Because I am bug. Okay, this one will be don't remember. Okay, I think this is the solo one where you just ground pound on shit for a power up. So I mean, it's tolerable. Actually, I don't hate it and tolerable are kind of the same, so let's change I don't hate it to unfun. And I'm going to put this in unfun because it's not fun, but you do, it's not like offensively bad. And near the end of the game, it feels like you get it like 30 times. Just a nightmare. So next we have, looks like flowers, spinning. Is this the one where you like bounce on things? What is this one? I don't know. I don't remember this. Okay, the one where you carve out a thing. I always fucking lose at it, and it makes me mad, but it is tolerable. You gotta hit the poles that aren't spiky? What the fuck? I can't even see any spiky poles in this. What? I don't remember it. So the Bowser's, or I guess it's not only Bowser, the Stretch the Face minigames. I'm only good at games, Blumley. This is another one that I'm really bad at. I've never won it. And it's like the part of Mario 64 where everyone was like, oh yeah, that's like the best part. You can stretch Mario's face, which isn't true. But if it comes up, I'm not like mad. It's not bad to play. So this one, Mario appears to be on a sunflower. It looks like there's balls of fire. Is that the one where all 4 people are on there and they're trying to survive? I really, like, when I vaguely glanced at this, I'm like, oh yeah, I know all these. Looking at it now, I'm deeply struggling. Coins. Oh, those are coins. So this is just a coin minigame? Okay. Coin minigames This one seems tolerable, you know. 3 are in boats. Unfun. So next we have a pipe one, which appears to be like the thing where you draw a little chart and then you draw the line down and move the line if you hit an intersection. But it seems to be totally random. Is that true? Is this one random? It turns out when you play Mario Party, it just always picks the same like 10 minigames, so I just don't know all of them. It's not random, simply impossible to predict. I'm gonna say unfun. Okay, so this one is the sea one. Wait. What the hell is this? I remember the one where you go fishing and you like throw the hook out to catch the fish. The treasure follows the pipes, I see. This might be the fishing one. What the hell is this one? Shark? We have a ship at the top. The thing I hate about this website is the pictures are always so fucking small. Okay, so there's a chest down there. Luigi appears to be grasping. Oh, this is the diving one. Okay. This one's only a little bit painful. Nay, thank you for the gift subs. Oh my god, the alert box played the Double Demon thing, but it's off in the corner behind my model. This is so sad. I wish there was a way to add like a subtitle. Like this site has terrible accessibility features. Okay, so this is the one where you inflate Bowser. You have to be the first one to blow Bowser up, right? That's how it works. You gotta pump real fast to blow up the Bowser. I'm pretty good at fast pumping. I'll say somehow kind of fun. What is this one now? What the hell is this? What am I looking at? Can someone explain? There appears to be like an oil drum, some fuzzy electric things. What? Or are those like little Koopalings? Isn't this where you just run to the exit? Maybe? Koopa Kids are guarding a key. Run up the hall and dodge nerds. Okay, I vaguely remember this. And it's one of the better. The ones that are actually team-based where you like run and shit are kind of fun. The fucking 2v2 one on the cart, not a fan. But it's only a little painful. Okay, so this looks like it's a coin, maybe solo one, where you crush piranha plants. Is that true? The one type is solo. I'll say unfun for that. So as far as stock car minigames go, the one in this isn't as bad as the Crash Bash one. So I'm gonna say only a little painful. Is this the Boo one, like the solo one where you just choose a Boo or something and you stomp it and get a thing? I don't know. You gotta find the right Boo with the treasure. Okay. Only a little painful, near the top. Okay, this one, the bomb. You like pick up the bombs and throw them at people, right? Is that a 3v1 or am I misremembering? It turns out I don't know my Mario minigames that well. Hop-a-Bomb is 4-player versus. Oh, Hop-a-Bomb, the hot potato one. You know, well, the thing about that one is it's not the worst, but I actively do want to die while playing it. So I'm going to put it in that category. Next, we have a 3v1 game. It looks like you're crossing a tightrope. Also, I just noticed these are like stretched to 69. What the fuck is wrong with this? So you're crossing a tightrope, and the others are on little ships shooting cannonballs at you. Tightrope treachery. Do you have to finish crossing the tightrope? I don't think I remember this one. I'm gonna put it in don't remember. Next we have a tug of war game? I don't remember that at all. Okay, the next two look exactly the same. Please tell me what they are. I'll zoom in further. What am I looking at? These are the same game. Is the tug of war the one you spin with your palm? Bowser Bash and Grab Bag. Azure, hello. What is free for all the others 1v3? I kind of remember Grab Bag. Oh, yes. Okay, I kind of remember these. Enough to rank. I'd say they're both tolerable. This one appears to be digging of some kind. What do you do when you dig? What's going on? The bowling one, I gotta put in this category because it fucking sucks that it's impossible. The Fear of the Three. You mash A to dig. Oh, is this just the one where you try and dig the most? Give up before diamond. I don't know what you mean. Oh god, we have so many left. No, you're digging to find a single treasure. I don't remember this. This one looks like you hit blocks. Is this one where you like hit blocks and like coins come out or something? No, it's not a coin one because there's no coin totals on screen. I don't remember any of these. Coin block bash. One of them is 1v3 where one has a hammer. Huh? There's two of them? Oh, so probably this one and this one? I don't see a hammer in either one though. Maybe hammer in this one? I don't remember either of these, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the like single player one for a prize or something. I vaguely remember playing that. This one has Mario in the middle of 4 turtle shells, and he appears to be getting his shit sucked. I mean, keep in mind, I've probably played Mario Party 1 a grand total of maybe 6 or 7 times in my entire life, and many of those were over 10 years ago. Shell game. Cup spinny. Oh, okay. That one is tolerable as far as they go. This one, you break blocks, it appears. I don't remember what you actually do in it. I vaguely remember jumping and kicking like dirt blocks. Oh, this is the fishing one. This one I kind of like. Punch the tower and sometimes coins come out. Only a little painful. So this is the same thing as the other ones. I'm gonna put in platform peril. You know, you run. It's actually skill based, so it's somehow kind of fun. This one appears to be like a limbo thing. Is there a limbo minigame? Wait, so this is a different fishing one also? I don't remember. Shit, I'm sorry. The sled one I hate. I remember that much. Jump rope is probably the best minigame in the entire series. A one-player mini limbo game. I guess I kind of, I don't know. This one's not very good. I vaguely remember this. This one goes there. This one sucks ass. This one is only a little painful, the flag one. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they reuse minigames. The shell one is pretty fucking bad. The ball one, very much inferior to the Crash Bash minigame, but I'll put it only a little painful. This one, it looks like it shoots cannonballs and hits the platform and tries to bounce you off. Is that true? This one looks like it's just a fucking slot machine, so I'm gonna say only a little painful. I vaguely remember this. I'm just gonna put it in the typical Mario Party category. This one I think is actually skill-based too. As is this one. What is this? We have a checker floor. Wait, is this mini golf? No, I remember one where you like run across platforms or something, but I don't remember mini golf. I don't remember that. This one is tolerable. It's almost like Mario's a platforming series. It's not mini golf, it's Don't Fall Off. Is this just the one where you run along the thing? Does it zoom in? Like it zooms in and you... No, it doesn't? What am I... I'm thinking of a different one then. Maybe that's in the, like, collection? Where you, like, run along the thing and it zooms in? I don't know. Luigi on a cycle trying to outrun a boo. Okay, so I want to explain these three to be in order. First, this checker floor tile one. Worst one. That's a crane. Oh, the one where you lower and try to grab them. Yeah, that one's pretty bad. Okay, bombs away, I think someone said. This one where they drop bombs from the sky. This one's tolerable. And what is this last one? What is this one? What is this one here? Bandstand is top tier? What are you talking about? This one sucks ass. Basketball. I don't remember that either. Download image. I'll send these to the Discord later. Maybe post them on the Tweeter website. Okay, well, it's somehow kind of fun. We have the fire jump rope. We have a run one. We have make Bowser explode. We have another run and jump. We have another run and jump. We have another run and jump. The whole game was just run and jump minigames. See, the problem actually is these are these are kind of fun, just a little bit. But the game has like a really bad input lag is the problem. It's just not great. Okay, whatever. Next up, a request from my friend AB, Yoshi Horse in the chat. Funniest materials to throw in the garbage. There's definitely input lag. Like, it's not like frame lag, but there's definitely a large input issue. Alright, funniest materials to throw in the garbage. Cardboard. I'm not going to change the tiers on this one. Cardboard It's just like, at this point, you're too lazy to just break it down and recycle it. Not very funny, more sad. Ceramic. That is kind of funny if you think about it. Because, like, suggests either you're just throwing away whole plates, or like cups or whatever, or one shattered, both of which are kind of funny, kind of sad. Solid B. Copper has actual monetary value. This shows pennies, which I think are copper and zinc, so I don't know about that picture, but copper, another B. I don't know if any are going to be S tier. Cotton. I don't know, I don't find throwing away cotton to be very funny. D tier. Fruit. I get sad when I throw away fruit because it shows my failing as a human being. I frequently buy fruit and don't eat it in time, so it rots. So I guess say D. Glass. I don't know, maybe I might move ceramic up to A because that's the funniest so far. I'm gonna put glass in C tier. It's another one that you can recycle. You could just wash it off and recycle, but because it's glass and you can get cut on it, maybe a little bit funnier. Buy frozen fruit, make smoothies. Couldn't you just buy regular fruit and then freeze it? Whatever. Gold. Actually, throwing away gold is pretty funny. That's going to be S tier. Leather. Also, I'm going to put meat in D. I need a new tier for meat, actually. F tier for meat. I don't get why the tiers are usually organized. The highest one is red and the lowest is green, but whatever. I'm gonna put meat in F tier because not only is it sad to throw away food, it also fucking stinks and shit. Leather. There's a slight comedy in throwing away leather. I can't explain it. It's there though. Money. Throwing in the garbage. Money. I don't know if I've ever done this, to be honest. Not that I've done it with gold either, but I'm gonna put that up in A. It's less comedic than like throwing away actual gold, but kind of silly. Paper, another D tier, just recycle that shit. Plastic. This shows a Tupperware container, which I don't think you can actually recycle. But it's also not very funny to throw away, so I'm gonna say D. Stone. I do like the idea of throwing rocks in the garbage, like actual rocks, because like, why don't you just fucking put them outside, you know? That's solid B tier. Follow me, hello. If the game's still on Resident Evil, I'm gonna cry. Let me check. Okay, now we're on special events. We're doing the funniest materials thrown in the garbage tier list. Wood is kind of funny to throw away also. Vegetables make me sad like these. Alright. Gold, definitely the funniest thing to throw away in this list. Meat smells, makes me sad. These had a title to your tier list? Fuck you. Oh, download. I just want to download. I don't care about saving it to the website or whatever. Okay, before we do... Also, call me hello. Did I say hello already? I don't know. Before we do the games I streamed this year, I'm going to do the Hallmark movies I've watched this year. Let me bring up my reference list for this to see which channels these were on. Okay, alright. So we're gonna have to zoom in because these posters are very hard to read now. And we're gonna add an F tier. We'll make F purple, I guess. Okay, so first we have Christmas Sweethearts. Also, I'm just gonna preface this with, I watched a lot of Hallmark movies this year, and I was so fucking sick of them by the time Christmas came along that I never want to watch one again. But I'm sure by next Christmas I will. Here's the thing. They always start on an even hour. If it's like 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m. Actually, it depends on your time zone. There's gonna be one starting. It's exactly 2 hours. 30 minutes of that is commercials. Very little drama. It's totally mindless watch. You can kind of laugh at it. It's a little bit sweet sometimes. Beautiful stuff. But they are all exactly the same. Not totally true, because like in the like late 2000s, early 2010s, they tried to do more like Magic of Christmas type ones where it's like Santa's involved or gotta save Christmas or something. But all of the ones I watched this year were strictly Christmas romances. With that in mind, let's start ranking. So first up, we have look at the length about Hallmark movies. That's insane, they're so short. So Christmas Sweethearts. Okay, I didn't watch Too Cool for Christmas this year. I watched it a different year. Okay, Christmas Sweethearts. This aired on not Hallmark, but Great American Family channel. Great American Family being a much worse network than Hallmark, definitely like more oriented towards religion and family values and all that. Not a fan of the channel itself, but as far as Christmas romance movies go, this is about a lady going back to her hometown, and she meets her ex-boyfriend. And because he's there, she panics. Or because he's there with a girlfriend, she panics and asks her longtime friend to be her pretend boyfriend. And so throughout the movie, it's about her rekindling her romance with this guy, former boyfriend. Well, new fake boyfriend kind of stands around like, and it looks like she might end up back with this guy. But at the end, she realizes it's a big mistake. And drama ensues, but she ends up with her fake boyfriend. This is like a pretty standard plot, right? Like the like fake dating thing. They like to do this in these movies. The problem here is ex-boyfriend, his girlfriend in the movie is utterly unbearable. And the writers intentionally made her this way. She's like an influencer. And she's constantly talking about influencer stuff. And like, she's like so incredibly shallow and stupid. But for some reason at the end, the ex-boyfriend realizes he still loves her despite all of this and ends up with her. So for that, it's going in D tier. I'm gonna throw my tea bag away before we rate another one. Alright, next up we have Small Town Christmas, a Hallmark movie. This one, pretty standard fare for a Hallmark movie. This guy is a writer. Or no, he's the owner of a bookstore. He does write, but he's an unpublished writer. He took in his dead brother's daughter, I think it is. And this girl formerly dated him. And she's an author who writes a book about the small town this guy lives in, which celebrates Christmas like no other town, which is the town in every Hallmark movie ever made. And obviously they end up together at the end. This guy decides to start writing again. It's very standard fare. C tier is going to be mid. Very standard stuff. Next up, The Secret Gift of Christmas. This lady is a personal shopper for people. Like, she gets gifts for people to give. Like, she picks out gifts for the people in her client's life, which is the fact that someone needs someone else to think of and buy gifts for someone is tragic, but it could be a real job. I don't know. This guy is like a contractor. He builds buildings and stuff. Her thoughtful gifts get him a contract that he's been wanting, but it also draws the attention of his little girl's music teacher, which leads to drama down the line. But again, they end up together. It's very standard fare. The biggest problem I had with this one, right? Her entire career is like publicity, basically getting gifts to give to different people. And so, like, if she's gonna get hired, she like has to have a pretty like wide social media presence, right? Like, you're not gonna hire a gift giver if you don't know anything about them. Maybe, I don't know if you hire a gift giver. But during the crisis she has during the dramatic part of the movie, she deletes her social media account, realizing that being on social media is shallow and that it's not worth her time and she should not do that, even though it appears to be a very important part of her job. So let's go into the D tier, above Christmas Sweethearts, but below Small Town Christmas. Next up we have My Christmas Guide. This is another Hallmark movie. So is Small Town Christmas. I forgot to say that. My Christmas Guide. Guy on the left is blind. He lost his vision like 3 or 4 years ago. Lady on the right, dog trainer. Actually, seeing eye dog trainer, important detail. She approaches him with, "Hey, do you need a seeing eye dog?" And he's like, "No!" But his daughter is like, "Yeah, you do, you need that." And there's like this B plot about him teaching at a university, and it's dangerous because there's construction on campus, and his like supervisor's trying to get him to take the year off or something. She's dating a man who has a friend who goes by Chainsaw. Who, like, throughout the entire movie, they make a point of being like, wow, this guy sucks. But, apart from being, like, pretty standard Hallmark fare, there is a dog in it. Very important detail. And I briefly read the IMDb. I could be wrong on this, but I think I read that the actor who played the blind man actually suffers from blindness. And they have little parts that are like pretty good representation of living with blindness in modern ages. Like he has a cell phone he uses to like pick out the color of the clothes he's choosing for the day and stuff. Also, there's a dog in it. Solid B. Don't be mistaken though. It's still not worth watching outside of sheer boredom during the holiday season. Next up, Friends and Family Christmas. This was briefly discussed in the Discord. This is the first ever lesbian Hallmark movie. That's right, lesbians. The like main curiosity I had going into this was how are they gonna handle the standard Hallmark couple setup, because usually the setup is we have a career woman with like a prestigious job, but she can't really find time for herself or for romance. And after meeting a guy with a humble job, she realizes she should just be a housewife. Usually it doesn't end with her being a housewife, but it'll be like her moving and working remotely and taking less work or whatever. So I was wondering how they were going to do that with two women. The way they pulled it off is both of the women have jobs that take too much of their time out of their day. Workaholics. But one of them is like a lawyer or something. And the other is a photographer. The funniest aspect of this movie is when they show the lady doing photography. I don't think they were actually able to afford a real film camera and images to develop. So whenever she takes a picture, it just takes the currently filmed frame and makes it black and white. And it's like a really bad looking black and white also. It makes the little like shutter click sound. And it's very funny. Yeah, the other thing about Hallmark movies is like the couple never gets along at the start. They fucking hate each other for no good reason. And it's usually the lady is just like, this guy fucking sucks. I'm gonna be incredibly rude to him. This one didn't really have that. The like setup of the meeting is their parents know each other. And one of them's gone through a breakup recently or something. And their parents set them up on a blind date together. And they decide to fake date to make their family happy during Christmas and to have a companion to go to events with them. So really the same thing as Christmas Sweethearts, but gay, which is better. Also, it's not a love triangle, which there's that. As far as like actual movies go, obviously not very good. But it is gay. And so it goes into B tier. Oh, I usually don't talk this much during streams. My mouth's getting all sore. Next up, B&B Mary. This is another great American Family movie. And it sucks ass. It's really fucking bad. So this one is about... Actually, I think I need an E tier. Hold on. At or above. Not that E is a real letter grade you can get, but I'm gonna move Christmas Sweethearts down to E. So B&B Mary. This lady is a travel blogger. Again, with the like trendy jobs that don't actually exist. She's a travel blogger. And she goes to this small town to review this little bed and breakfast. But then she gets a job offer at like a new magazine or something to review a different hotel in the same small town. And being a small town, there are exactly 2 hotels, the small bed and breakfast and the bigger hotel that rivals the bed and breakfast and steals their customers. So this guy works for the bed and breakfast, obviously. The drama of the movie is she's reviewing both of them. She's on the phone with her boss, and she's like, well, I don't think it's really a conflict of interest because there's this little bread and breakfast doesn't compete with his hotel. And he hears that, and he's like, excuse me. I don't really remember how this one ends. I don't know how the conflict gets resolved, but they end up together. It's stupid. Next up, we have 12 Games of Christmas. This is another great American family movie. Which is, if you're noticing, they usually make bad movies. I don't know if you're catching on to that. But they make bad movies. 12 Games of Christmas proposes, for some reason, 6 people, 2 already couples, I think, and 2 former lovers or cross stars, whatever. All of them end up in a house together to prepare for Christmas or something. But then this board game called the 12 Games of Christmas gets delivered, and they're like, oh, let's play this game. And they get sucked into the board game. It's not quite Jumanji because the board game doesn't come out into the real world. They just get sucked into the board game. The problem here is this is like a setup for what could be kind of an interesting movie, right? You could do like a Candyland type of thing where everything's all fantastical, wondrous. Words I can't remember. But instead, they're just transported into a small town that celebrates Christmas like no other. And the mayor of the town makes them... Oh, Zathura? Zathura kicks ass. I might like that more than Jumanji, to be honest. I think that might actually be in the same book series even. I don't know. Anyway, 12 Games Christmas. The mayor of the board game town makes them do 12 games which are supposed to make them learn things about living and Christmas and shit. And it's a 90-minute movie. So like 6 of the 12 games they just have to shove into like 2-minute segments each. And it feels very rushed, obviously, because you can't reasonably fit 12 games of Christmas and a plot into a 90-minute movie. The actual games that they do like show the whole thing of are just fucking stupid things, like they build a gingerbread house and like the person who's struggling with her gingerbread house is sad that she's struggling with her gingerbread house. So the other 5 come over and are like, what's wrong? And she's like, well, I just can't build a gingerbread house right. And she talks about how she used to build a gingerbread house with her grandma and how they would build their like winter cap or their like lakeside cabin that they could never visit during Christmas because it was too snowy. So they would build that in gingerbread to imagine what it looks like while it's snowy. They're like, okay, let's build that then. And the 6 of them help her build this stupid gingerbread house. And the mayor comes back and he's like, well, 5 of you didn't fucking finish it, idiots. And they're like, well, we thought it was more important to help her with her gingerbread house. And as a result, the girl learned about spending time with her grandmother during Christmas or something. So she exits the board game and is magically warped to her fucking grandma's house somehow. And the other first three are similar things to that. But the last 2 are like missed encountered lovers who, like, I don't remember if they actually dated or not. The 4, but they're stuck in the board game for like 3 more games of Christmas, and they're decorating the tree and shit. They have an argument. Lady goes to a church in this stupid little small town to pray for guidance. Also, like, in the Discord, Cornelius, I know you're complaining about the one you had to watch was like very religious. None of the ones I watched were particularly religious, except for 12 Games of Christmas, where she goes to a church and prays for guidance. But instead of God coming, her aunt shows up, who it turns out played the 12 Games of Christmas many Christmases ago, and thought this fake fucking board game town was so special that every Christmas she comes back and visits it. So she's like, oh, that's why we could never find you on Christmas, or we never went to your place on Christmas, because she was in a fucking board game for some reason. It's not a real town, but she goes to the board game town, and because she's there, she gives her guidance, and the 2 hook up. They put a star on a tree. It's really stupid. The acting is the worst I've seen in any of these, which is already a pretty low bar. And the special effects are horrifically bad, but not in a fun way. It's 12 Games of Christmas gets an F. It's the only F tier movie I watched this year. It fucking sucked. But now, total 180. It's time for A Cowboy Christmas Romance. This is the one and only Lifetime movie on the list. Lifetime does make some Christmas movies. Their main specialty is like adaptations of true crime to really shitty low budget movies, which are really fucking bad. I've watched a couple of them and they're really fucking bad. But A Cowboy Christmas Romance turns the Hallmark movie on its head. In the first 10 minutes of the movie, these 2 meet and make out drunkenly behind a bar. That would never happen in a Hallmark movie. These motherfuckers up here don't kiss until the last 2 minutes of the movie, and that's the only time they ever kiss. Later in the movie, they have sex in a barn. They have premarital sex. It's incredible. It's like actually a pretty complex plot for one of these too. Like, she works for a real estate firm or something. She's back in town to try to get Cowboy to sell his land to her company, or to the client of her company rather. Meanwhile, her shitty ass family has bought up all of the other farms in the area, and it turns out that her dad, who she's estranged from, set this shit up. And he was the one trying to buy the farm, so when she buys the farm, there's drama around, oh my god, you made me sell this shit to, I think they were the Crenshaw family, and he hates the Crenshaws, So when he finds that out, there's drama, but then there's like a storm and they have to save some girl. They have sex in a barn. Crazy. Gpool, hello. We are ranking the Hallmark and similar movies I watched this season. Anyway, it's not a good movie, but as far as these go, absolutely S tier. They have sex in a barn. I don't know what to tell you. This will never happen in any Hallmark movie you ever watch. Also, like, these all have bad acting and like bad plot lines, but this was the only one where it was like actually fun to laugh at. It was very silly. Anyway, back to bad movies. We have My Favorite Christmas Tree. This was the last Great American Family movie I watched this season. It's really fucking bad. So, the plot is so contrived, but it's like, this lady works for a heritage foundation or something and wants to interview this guy who runs a Christmas tree farm. So she goes to this small town and meets him. And the grandpa of this guy is like, well, you should talk to him about the fungus fern. It's not called the fungus fern, but it's something fucking stupid. It's like a Christmas tree breed that was wiped out in the Great Flood of 1926. And they've never been able to recreate it, but it was the best Christmas tree ever made. So while she documents this family, she tries to find out the secrets of the fungus fern and also how her grandma might be related to this small town. Drama ensues. She goes to the town hall and wants to learn about who owns the land or something, but it turns out nobody owns the land, so the government is going to take the land back, but then there's some stupid loophole that keeps them from losing the farm. I was going to put this in E tier, but talking about it, it's only a little bit better than 12 Games of Christmas. Oh god, we're still talking about Hallmark movies. Okay, last one. Christmas Class Reunion. It's a Hallmark movie. This girl's running a class reunion. This guy was the class clown, but now he runs the event planning business that's gonna do the... She's helping her organize the class reunion. It's really pretty average. It's going in C tier. Yeah. Also, okay, let's see here. Surprisingly, I don't think any of these share the same actors. But like the guy in Small Town Christmas, he's in so many of these things. And one of the girls from Mean Girls, I don't know if she was in one of the ones that I watched this year. I don't know. I don't think she was. But the girl from Mean Girls, not Lindsay Lohan, but one of the other ones, is in so many of these. I don't know if she was in any of these. I don't think she was. Would a Hallmark B land at? I don't know on a tier list, but it's like a solid 4 out of 10. So this is like a 6 out of 10, I guess. Download image. Okay, and next up we will do the games I streamed this year, but first I have to go to the bathroom.
The tines won't turn unless you press the throttle lockout button and squeeze the throttle lever on the handlebars. Whenever you start your Mantis tiller, let it warm up for a minute or two before you use it. Then, before you put your tiller away, Let it idle for a minute to give the engine a chance to cool down. If you follow the normal starting procedure, you should have no problem starting your tiller.
But just on the off chance that you do have problems, here's what to do. Say you've tried the normal starting procedure, but your tiller won't start. First, make sure the start-stop switch is on start. If the switch was on stop when you pulled the cord, you may have flooded the engine. Here's how to check. First, examine the spark plug. Use the special wrench that came in your Mantis Handy Item Kit. Or use a 3/4 inch spark plug wrench. Then unscrew the spark plug. Is the end of the spark plug wet? If so, the engine may be flooded. Use a paper towel or a clean rag to dry the spark plug. Then, while the spark plug is still out of the engine, pull the starter cord several times. Next, replace the spark plug. Use the wrench to tighten it and replace the cap. Then, push the choke button in to open the choke and pull the starter cord another 3 or 4 times. Now pull the choke button out. And once again, pull the starter cord 3 or 4 times until the engine starts and then stalls. Finally, open the choke and pull the cord a few times. The engine should start and run. That's how to start a flooded engine when your spark plug is wet. But what if your spark plug is dry? Check to see if the fuel line is blocked.
Check to see if the fuel line is blocked. I'm back. Hello. Alright. The last tier list we'll be doing today is games I streamed this year. It's only games that I started and finished on stream. So Resident Evil 2 isn't on here. Threads of Fate isn't on here. Piano 3. Other ones that I streamed like a single stream of and then finished off stream. Floop! Hello! Alright. Games I streamed this year. We have some pretty bad ones. The first two. A Bug's Life is one of the most unpleasant games I've ever played in my fucking life. I hated that shit. Sucked ass.
I need Super Jump.
I fucking needed Super Jump. And he just wouldn't get it. This is the Super Jump game.
I need Super Jump.
He needed Super Jump so bad. So fucking bad. Flip a coin. It's your lucky day. I just happen to have a coin near me. It's heads. Usually I don't have coins near me. Alright, next up we have the Case Closed Wii video game. Drink more? Okay, I opened another beer too. I said I was out of alcohol, but I wasn't. I just didn't want to walk over to the fridge. Alright, Case Closed, the Wii game, Miraculous Investigation, I think it's called. I like Detective Conan a whole lot, if you didn't know. But the Wii game was just very bad. The detective elements were boiled down to this really awful little chart thing where you have to match evidence to a clue, and it was so frustrating. It was impossible to get any sort of chain on them. It did have all of the voice actors from the dub, which is a plus if you like the dub. I don't watch what I've never really watched the dubs. I didn't really care. I was pretty drunk for one of the streams. That was fun, I guess. But yeah, very subpar subpar Conan plot in an even worse game. Not great. Cave Story, one of my favorite games of all time. It's gonna go in S tier. Clock Tower, PS1. Also, I think this just alphabetizes by image name. I don't know how D is down here, to be honest, but... or how Nancy Drew is down here, but whatever. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, Clock Tower PS1. I mean, I really wanted to like this game, and the first area wasn't bad. It's like a nice little point-and-click adventure merged with Clock Tower 1 gameplay. It's pretty neat. I got spooked a couple of times, but then after that, the whole thing just feels really unfinished. And Scissorman is such a small threat that it's just not a very scary game. I did not play with save states. All of these I played legitimately. Well, Enemy Zero mostly, but I think, yeah, I don't think I used save states on any of these, yeah. These are all on console, baby. It's definitely better than Case Closed. I'm gonna put it in C for now, but it might move down to D, as I think. Enemy Zero. Absolute nightmare of a video game. It was incredibly painful to play. This is the closest to cheating I did in a video game this year, where I would back up the saves because it had limited saves and loads, so I'd back up to external RAM and reload. But it is incredibly interesting gameplay. Kenji Eno is a bastard in the best way. And like, as a stream game, I didn't hate streaming it. It wasn't a bad time streaming like some other games on this list. I'm gonna put it C. Speaking of bad games, we have Gex. The first one, the 2D fucking platformer Gex. He talks so much. So very much. As far as gameplay goes, it was way harder than I wanted it to be for Gex. I just didn't really enjoy it much. The stream I had Barry on was fun, but that was only because I like talking to Barry and not because I like playing Gex. So I'm gonna put that D. A pretty rough start. I guess we have one S tier, but the fanfiction was bad. It was a bad fanfiction. It was obviously a joke. I need serious Gex fanfiction. Kingsfield. Burp, burp, burp. I'm realizing now I didn't really think this tier list through, like what the theming was. So the theming is going to be how much I enjoyed it plus how it was as a stream game. Kingsfield, I would personally rate it as an S, but there were pretty slow portions which made streaming a little rough, so it's gonna go in A. Legend of Zelda, I didn't really enjoy it. And streaming it was a bad it's gonna go in D. If I had played the whole thing off stream, it might make its way up to a C or B. I just did not enjoy it much as a stream game at all. Next up we have Overblood, featuring our favorite boy, Peepo. We love Peepo here. The actual game was pretty mediocre. I would say it's about on par with Enemy Zero as plot. But there were only a couple times where I struggled. Marigold, hello? And the Peepo scene was legitimately one of the saddest scenes I've ever seen in a video game. Overblood's gonna go B tier. Before I rate Ghost in the Shell PS2, I'm gonna rate Ghost in the Shell PS1. Ghost in the Shell PS1. I think that was a one-stream game. You play as the little robot guy from Ghost in the Shell, the little silly man who goes around and goes bzzz. I forget his name. But, pretty fun game. Short, good stream game. Same devs as Jumping Flash. I'm gonna put that in A. Ghost in the Shell PS2. I should say Ghost in the Shell PS1 had some anime cutscenes that were very good. They looked quite good, so even though I'm not a huge Gits fan, I enjoyed them. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex has a much more complicated story about rice. It's about rice. Yeah, I highly recommend Ghost in the Shell PS1 if you haven't played it. It's like a 3-hour game and real fun. It's not hard either. It's just a good little romp. Ghost in the Shell PS2, a lot harder to recommend unless you're a big Ghost in the Shell fan. I think this is developed by like the Drakengard studio also. I haven't played the Drakengard games yet. But Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. It wasn't that fun of a game. We had some laughs when I died unexpectedly. So it was an okay game to stream. But gameplay wise, it was just okay. I'm gonna be generous though and put it in B. Rising Zan, the Samurai Gunman. People like to call Rising Zan the predecessor or the like proto Devil May Cry. Which I guess, because he has a sword and a gun, but that's really where the similarities end. The humor was the best part of the game. It felt like a PS2 game, like kind of like God Hand type humor. It was pretty funny. Gameplay wise, I didn't love it. I just realized also I don't have gun gauge on here, which is a shame, but you know, is what it is. I guess I didn't technically finish it because there are 4 characters and I didn't finish all the characters, so I'll just pretend it's an A or something. Rising Zan. It's silly. I didn't enjoy playing it that much. I wish it was a little bit shorter as a stream game, but I'm just gonna put it low B tier. Kid Icarus is apparently the only NES game that I streamed and finished this year. Castlevania 3 must have been the year before. I played a little bit of Castlevania 1 on stream, but didn't finish it. It was an okay game. It's really strange difficulty curve in that it starts way harder than the like it's an inverse difficulty curve. I've drank too much and can't use words, but it starts hard and ends easy. And as a stream game, not the most exciting thing. Like, I feel like for NES games, for it to be an exciting stream game, it's got to be something more death heavy like Super Mario Bros. Or Castlevania 3. There's got to be a level of suffering to it that Kid Icarus didn't really have. It's an okay game though. I'm gonna put it top of C tier. Jumping Flash, same devs as Ghost in the Shell. Also a very fun game. I ended up playing it again off stream because my friend had it on his PS5. So I just kind of played through it. Another A. I do have to do the like special levels still, but real fun game. Parasite Eve, also known as Parasite Steve in Europe. It's a really cool game. There's not really anything else like it, including Parasite Eve 2, which is apparently very different combat-wise. Because it's a Square JRPG type game, like not quite JRPG, but adjacent. It's not the easiest game to stream. There are a lot of down moments, slow dialogue and stuff, but I did get to do the cop voices, which ruined my throat for the day. And it had the baby. Yeah, Marigold, I really want to play that game. I forget what it's called, but like, I just don't know if it would emulate that well because it's 3D on the Sharp 68,000. I just don't know. So I'm like, maybe I'll wait until I have a Sharp X68000, which is the stupidest statement I could ever make. Yeah, Geograph Seal. It's like a almost like concept for Jumping Flash. I really want to play that at some point. It looks really cool. Parasite Steve is like Vagrant Story meets Resident Evil meets Die Hard. I guess it's in New York, so it technically is Die Hard. I guess. Also it has that freaky fucking baby in it, which I don't like. Also, it is a Christmas game, you're right. Oh, Die Hard's in LA, okay. I was thinking New York didn't really sound like right, but I don't know. Parasite Eve, really good game, but because not the easiest stream game, I'm gonna put it in B. I mean, it's okay. Alright, I might check it out. Next we have Marathon 2, probably the hardest of these covers to read if you're trying to squint and read the titles on stream. Marathon 2. A lot better than the first one. I think they have a lot more success with the whole talking with an AI who's controlling everything. He's gone crazy and he controls all of your actions and shit. It has that last level that's incredibly mean, but it has way fewer annoying levels than the first game. Overall, I enjoyed streaming it too. It didn't really draw audiences, but it's a decent game. I'm gonna put it just above Parasite. Oh, I'll put it here. I don't actually know if Marathon 2 made my top 100. I don't remember. It should have, maybe. I don't know. Super Mario Sunshine. What can I say? It's Super Mario Sunshine. The blue coins suck, obviously, but really good stream game. Like, S tier stream game for sure. And I also enjoy playing it, so I'm just gonna put it in S tier. Gun Valkyrie. I don't think Luigi's Mansion was this year. I think that was last year. Gun Valkyrie. Actually, I just... no, I don't have my list open. Oh, no, I do have my list open. Let me check. Beep-doo. Beep, 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 boo. Beep, 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 boo. Beep, boo, boo. Beep, bop, 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 bop. Luigi's Mansion was last year. Probably late last year, based on where it is in the list. Alright, Gun Valkyrie. Really weird game. It's like if EDF was made by Sega, but also had the most insane and annoying to use control scheme ever conceived for a video game. But at the same time, I really respect it because it kind of sucks to play sometimes, but it's one of the few games that, like, it forces you to learn every single mechanic. It's not gonna let you beat the game unless you really understand how it works. Like the final boss, I had to learn a new mechanic just to beat it. As a stream game, it's a little rough because it is a kind of EDF style. You just go around and kill everything in an area, and sometimes you're left wandering around for ages just to do so. I don't know if I had 3 streams of no progress. There's probably at least one, though. I'm gonna say C+. Sonic Adventure 2. I really wanted to like this game. Sonic Adventure 1, I was like, this game's okay, but it's not my favorite. But then Sonic Adventure 2 took away most of the good things from Sonic Adventure 1. And put in bad things in its place. Hi dear, it goes above Gex, but it's close to Clock Tower. Is Trag really this year? Trag feels like a fucking decade ago. Trag. The original Trag, like. Also, I took some time to appreciate just how fucking bad the Trag cover is. Known as Hard Edge in Europe. Trag wasn't very fun, and it wasn't a very good stream game. And there were a lot of cutscenes you couldn't skip. Shadow of Destiny. Wacky time travel game by Konami. I really liked it. Plot-driven games are a little hard to stream sometimes because, you know, plot and all. But it did have an incredible twink. And time travel. Ravenflower Dream, hello? I'm gonna say high A for Shadow of Destiny. Ending C off stream. Traggered Shadow of Destiny. I don't remember. I did one ending off stream for Shadow of Destiny, but I don't remember which one it was. I kept meaning to get all of them, and then I just didn't, sadly. But I did do, I think, a one ending off stream. Next up, we have fan favorite The Note. If we're talking about games that I made 0 progress in, across several streams, it's The Note, baby. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 Audio Corruption was one of the better moments of the year, even if I didn't enjoy the game much. The Note. He had to take Oil to the washroom. Angelo was insane. But I enjoyed it. I don't know if chat enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it. Very unique game. It's kind of Kingsfield meets Resident Evil. I'm gonna put it here. I liked The Note, even if it kind of sucked ass and the ending was bad. Well, the ending was okay. It was just rushed. The whole game was rushed, but it was neat. Resident Evil. This is another one that I think will be B tier. Pretty fun game, but it's sometimes kind of slow for streaming. Resident Evil 2, I think, is just better in every regard. So I'm just going to put that here. Nancy Drew, Stay Tuned for Danger is the second one. one, so I'm gonna rate Secrets Can Kill first. That's the only one with weird, like, animated graphics for the people instead of all 3D. Some of the puzzles were the stupidest shit I've ever encountered. It was a decent collab game, but I'm just gonna put it here. Secrets Can Kill, or sorry, Stay Tuned for Danger. Similar situation. I would say there were fewer ridiculous puzzles, but still some. So I'm gonna put it there. Link to the Past was apparently this year. That has to have been one of the first things I streamed, right? Yeah, it was. Okay. This game was okay. Ben Mojo was last year, I believe, yeah. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I wanted to like it more than I did. It was okay. A better stream game than Ocarina of Time. I do want to try the randomizer at some point, but like the base game, I don't really get why it's so beloved. At the time, it was probably a lot better. Sailor Zappo, thanks for the follow. I'm gonna put it... like, it's a Zelda game, it's fun. I'll put it here. And lastly, D. 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 Not the greatest stream game because it's just like fucking FMV action. It's like Enemy Zero, but without the suffering. I don't know. D. Middle of the road. I'm gonna put it below Enemy Zero, actually. Above Clock Tower. Nope, there we go. Alright, Laura. 27 games we streamed this year. That's over 2 per month. Pretty good. I'm proud of us. Okay. I'm gonna just download this. Ravenflower Dream. Did I already say hello? I did. Alright. Let's not dwell on this tier list because now it is time for my top 100 games. Cute slime girl, huh? The last tier list was games I streamed this year. Okay, so this year I had I can't think of words. Ambitions to make a top 100 list that looks good and isn't a pain in the ass to edit, because last year I used the top 100 list that was like a Photoshop template made by someone. I'll have to check who it was, but and it was like from Nintendo Power. It was kind of a cute template, but it was also a Photoshop template, so it was a pain in the ass to actually edit the text of 100 things on. So this year I tried to make it look both appealing and easy to edit. I accomplished one of those. It is quite easy to edit, but it's not very pretty. So I made it in JavaScript, and we get like comparisons from last year's rankings, which I wanted to put in, but it's not a looker, so just keep that in mind as we go through. I kind of ran out of time. Alright, so other thing to remember with this list, it's my top 100 games as of 2023. There will be strong recency bias in some of these because it's my top games as of 2023. So we kind of get a evolving list every year of my favorite games. It's a nice little snapshot in time. So let's go. Number 100. It's Gun Valkyrie. Woo! Wow! Gun Valkyrie. I kind of gave all my thoughts about the game earlier in the tier listing, but yeah, it's hard to play. I didn't really think it would make my top 100, but it did make it this year. It beat out Escape from Bug Island, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a game that demands respect, and it's okay. The Note, number 99. Based on the stream list, you would think this would land a bit higher, or based on the tier list, but I don't know. From overall ranking, 99's not bad for The Note. It's a really messy game, but it has some neat ideas and it's very silly. I enjoy it. Minecraft, number 98. Minecraft fell, what is that, 28 places? Something like that. Minecraft is fun. It's like one of the most influential games ever, obviously, but as far as actually playing it, every time I try to play it, I just go in, I dig some more, I build a shitty little house, then I dig some more, and then I get bored, then I stop playing, so that's kind of why it fell this year. Also, last year I did a top 75 list, this year is 100. So some games that I wanted to include on the list may have fallen a lot as a result. I don't think I have any Minecraft update. That was my favorite, I'm sorry. Next up, Quest of Kai. Dropped 40 places, which I think is the most out of any game on the list. It was a pretty generous ranking last year. 57 for Quest of Kai? I do like the game quite a bit, but it's pretty flawed also. It's a fun NES game. It's really stupid. I love it, but there are better games. 96, Dance Dance Revolution Extreme 2. This is the only DDR I've sunk a lot of time into. I have the PS2 version of this with some shitty little fabric dance mats. I played it a lot. I'm too embarrassed to play DDR in public. So this is my DDR game that I've played a lot of. I like it a lot. It has Speed Over Beethoven, Get Busy by Sean Paul. You can't go wrong. It's harder, Baxter. Also, the fabric mats really slip around on carpet, which is a huge safety hazard. Number 95, Klonoa, Door to Phantomile. Yeah, Klonoa. Apparently this didn't make the list last year. I think Klonoa 2 did, which I like a little bit more than Klonoa 1. I think Klonoa 2's higher up on here. But Klonoa 1, pretty good video game. Wahoo. Here's where you redeem Wahoo. Yeah, Jeepool, I saw you were playing Klonoa. I didn't get a chance to watch, but I hope you enjoyed. It is gaslighting the video game. Number 94, the 25th Ward, the Silver Case. Specifically the PC remake, because the original was a cell phone game. This is the sequel to the Silver Case. They got a PC remake, I don't know, probably like 5 years ago, PSC, PS4. This is a game that intentionally fucking sucks at times to play, which is why it ranks a lot lower than the Silver Case 1. It's kind of miserable sometimes. Like, there's a part where you're in like a fucking something like a 20-floor hotel room and you have to follow all of the clues around, otherwise you're just wandering around a 20-floor hotel room with no fucking guidance whatsoever. There are 100 different endings, all based on 100 different choices at the very end. It's very stupid, but it is more of the Silver Case, which I enjoy. I really gotta play Killer 7 because I'm sure I'll love it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Alright, next up. Lumines. Lumines, pretty good puzzle game. Puzzle action, I guess you would call it. It's fun. I don't have much to say about Lumines, but it's a fun little game. 92, dropping 21 places, is Team Fortress 2. I played a lot of TF2 many years ago, and I haven't really played it much at all in the past 5 to 10 years, but I enjoyed what I played a whole lot. It's a better game than Overwatch. One of the few multiplayer shooters I've ever been into, I guess. 91 is Jumping Flash. This is another one that I talked about on the tier list, but it's a fun little game. It's short, you jump, you flash. Pretty solid video game. Number 90, The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky, first chapter. There's a lot of Trails games on here, I apologize. First chapter, it's a Trails game, so it's fun, but it's also one of the worst ones just because it's the first one in the series, so they were still figuring out the combat, which is pretty slow in the first game. It's like unpalatable if you don't use turbo. But it does set up a pretty good series, and I enjoy it. Number 89, Serious Sam, The Second Encounter. I like the Serious Sam games a lot. They're boomer shooters. You kill a lot of stuff. Fell a lot, I think, just because it was another one that I wanted to include on my top 75, but now that I have top 100, it is not as high up. 88, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. This is another one where it's like, I wanted to include it on my list last year. I never finished my replay of Ace Attorney 3, which I remember being my favorite. But because I haven't, I feel weird putting it on my top list. So I put the first one on, which I like more than the second one. But I don't like it nearly as much as the third one from what I remembered, so it fell a bit. 87, Tales of Vesperia. I like JRPGs, I like the Tales games. This one's kind of a mess, but it does have Yuri in it. Yuri is a character, not the concept. It actually does have gay Yuri also, but more from my fan fiction mind than anything. No, don't drag. 86. Okay. Okay, from the yaoi perspective, you obviously have Yuri and Blonde Boy, I forget his name, and Raven, but Yuri, you got Rita and blue-haired girl and Estelle. They're kind of in a throuple type deal. Honey Pop. It's the porno game, but it's real fun. Criticize me if you will, but if you've played it, you know it's pretty fun. The port in it isn't very good also, so you should play it for the fun parts and not the porn parts. They made Bejeweled, but it's better. The second one, I don't know if I would say it's better. It's been a while since I played the first one. I would have to do a head-to-head comparison. Second one adds a strategy aspect, but I don't know if I necessarily like it as much. 85 Resident Evil 1. 2's not on this list because I haven't finished it yet, but Resident Evil 1, pretty good game, survival horror. Resident Evil 2 would probably fall somewhere in the 50s or something. Pretty good series. Also, this one has a Saturn port, which makes it good. Power Slave! It appears my rows are wider on this one, but Power Slave fell a lot. It's another one that I wanted to include on my top 75, but it's in my top 100, just not necessarily that high up. It's a really cool, really first-person shooter. You have Metroidvania aspects to it, where you get double jumps and shit to progress, and you have to go back to levels. It's real neat. The biggest flaw is if you die, you have to play the whole ass level over again, which I think they fix in the PC version. So there's like 4 different versions of Power Slave. This is specifically the Saturn version. The PS1 version is similar but worse. The PC, the DOS version, I should say, I've never played. Then that one company that does good ports and revivals of games brought Power Slave back not too long ago and kind of brought the best of all of them into one game. I haven't played it, but if you're not into the suffering part of boomer shooters, that might be the best way to play it. 83 Karo Shoujo. It's a good visual novel. Very hard to recommend to everyone because there is a lot of dismemberment and eroticization of dismemberment, which is not my thing, but the story's pretty good. It's like a Phoenix Wright type situation, but in post-war Japan. And there's a serial killer, and all of the girls are good. Yeah. I don't know if chat likes this memberment. I don't know. 82, it's Marathon 2. It did make the top 100. Like I was saying earlier, pretty solid game. Pretty similar in ranking to Power Slave. It does some neat stuff that has obviously been superseded by modern shooters, but holds up. The writing's clever. I like it. Next up, we have Tales of Xillia 2. This is one of the weirdest fucking games I've ever played. It's a weird sequel. The whole plot is weird. It completely falls apart in the third act. But it does have probably the best combat in any Tales game before Arise. This was the last game that they did the 2D kind of fighting game combat in. And it plays like if you could just easily play an anime fighter without memorizing combos and shit. Which is real fun. And characters are good. It's fucking weird. I like it a lot. Tales of Xillia 1, I think I like less. It's hard to say. It's a weird couple of games. Earth Defense Force 2017 coming in at 80. I like the EDF games. 2017 is my favorite. Is the first one I played. It's on Xbox 360. You kill giant ants. It's pretty fun. 79 Red Faction Guerrilla. Oh god, I spilled tea on myself. Red Faction Guerrilla, pretty solid open world game. I haven't played that many open world games. I don't know if this would be so high if I had, but the gimmick when it came out was you can just destroy everything in the world. The sledgehammer. I like hitting things with a sledgehammer. You can hit people with a sledgehammer. Solid time. Goof Troop 78. This one I kind of wish I had put in my top 100 list last year. This is not an Excel spreadsheet, but it's a very basic JavaScript table, so basically the same thing. Goot Troot. I streamed this with Ricky last year. It's a pretty fun little co-op game. You're goofing, you're trooping, what can I say? 77 Deus Ex Human Revolution. Reboot of the Deus Ex franchise. I enjoyed this a lot back when I played it. It's been a long time, which I think is why it fell so much, but I don't know. It's fun. Not as good as the original Deus Ex, but it's not a bad game. I'd have to replay it to see where it falls now, especially because I've tried playing the sequel to it and didn't really enjoy it that much, but for now, it hangs on. And 76, Kindred Spirits on the Roof. If you like gay girls, and you like ghost girls, and you like gay ghost girls, good visual novel. Alright, time for 75. I almost said 74. It's A-Train, All Aboard Tourism. This is the only simulation game on the list, I think. You build trains and shit, and it has the character designer from Etrian Odyssey drawing anime girls, which is what made me buy it. I'm not really interested in train games, but that made me buy it, and it's pretty fun. I'd have sunk probably like 70 hours in between Switch and PC version. Yeah, this the Switch and PC. I don't think it's been on anything else. If you're gonna get it on PC, because the Switch version runs pretty poorly. You need to exclaim all aboard. I'm sorry. 74, Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. Solid game. I don't know if I have a solid explanation as to why it fell so many places, but I like it. It's probably my favorite Zelda game that I've played. Actually, it is. Oracle of Ages, I think, just barely fell off. A lot of lists combine the two, and I just don't get that because they're different games, but I like Oracle of Seasons more. Oracle of Ages would probably fall around the 85-ish mark, but because they are such similar games, it got like a ranking debuff. You know how these things work. I don't, so maybe you do. Tales of Arise, 73. Third Tales game already. Wow. This has the best combat out of any Tales game ever made. What I've played, I like a whole lot, but I haven't finished it, so that's why it's down at 73 instead of higher. It's a very long game, and I never finished it, which makes me sad. 72, we have Rewrite. It's a visual novel by Key, the people who made Clannad and stuff. I like it a lot more than those. Don't watch the anime though, because it's bad. KH1 and 2, Tales of Arise is pretty good. Yeah, Rise is weird because it's like a Tales game, but also feels like a weird successor to that one game I played a little bit of. I don't remember things. Rewrite also has a route written by Ryushiki 07 from 07th expansion, 07th expansion, however you want to say it. It also has a route that I don't like, but pretty good visual novel if you're looking for a dating sim to make you very depressed. 71, we have Under Night in Birth EXE Late Clark. I like Uni. It's a fun video game. I like to play it even if I'm not very good at it, and Batista is cool. 70, Super Paper Mario. People fucking hate Super Paper Mario. I think it's a pretty fun game. It's been a while since I've replayed it, so it's down at 70. Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil, comes in at 69, nice, etc, etc. I like Klonoa 2 more than Klonoa 1. You can see Klonoa 1 over at 95. It's a fun game. A lot of people consider like Klonoa 1 to be life-changing. I wouldn't go that far, but Klonoa's a cute guy. He goes wahoo, and the games are pretty fun. I hope they make another one. 68, we have Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. It's been a long time since I've put in like a modest effort to fully replay Yoshi's Island, so that's why it's fallen, but good game. Nobody would describe it as that. Maybe nobody would say that. I can't name a single person who would. Rock Band. Rock Band fell 36 places. I like Rock Band. It's probably the best game out of the Guitar Hero type series. Apparently it's in Fortnite now, but I'm not going to download Fortnite to play Rock Band. It's real good. It fell a bit just because it is a game from many years ago that I don't play anymore, but it was an important part of my life for a while. 66, we have Super Mario Bros. Mario Go a Jump. 65, Grandia 2. I like JRPGs. This is a pretty good one. Originally on Dreamcast. Can't go wrong if you like JRPGs. The reason I always quote for not liking it as much as I could is it has a really cool combat system that they just don't really capitalize on. Very few of the encounters actually make use of how deep it can actually be, and it makes me a little sad. Yeah, Rock Band 4, I know they kept going for a long time. I don't know how long, but it's very strange that it's in Fortnite now. It's like Fortnite is becoming the US equivalent of China's Roblox. 64, Touhou Kishinjo, double dealing character. That's Touhou 14. It's my favorite Touhou game. It's pretty fun. Touhou 15 has my favorite characters, but I don't like playing this much. Touhou 14, really fun mechanics. Doom! I have to apologize to Doom. There's no good reason it wasn't in my top 75 last year. I think it just took me some time to appreciate how good Doom is. Doom's pretty good. 62, we have Super Mario Maker 2. I think I put Super Super Mario Maker 1 on last year for some reason. I hadn't played it. That was stupid, but I like Super Mario Maker 2. A really fun game. I wish Nintendo actually supported it instead of not doing that. I've made some Super Mario Maker levels. You can play them if you'd like, but nobody will. Sad. Yeah, this one went up 13. It was down at 75 last year. I liked it a whole lot. Burnout Paradise, another big dip. Wow, we really did have... Oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess, because it was top 75 last year, so anything in 100 to 76 would have fallen if it was there. Burnout Paradise, pretty good racing game. It's been a long time since I've played it, which is why it's fallen, but as far as open world racing games go, probably the best one I've ever played. Number 60, Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Solid video game. I like it. I have fun with it. It's due for a replay. I'm thinking about playing the first 3 Crash games on stream, so if I do so, maybe it'll climb next year. Kingdom Hearts 2, number 59. Kingdom Hearts gameplay isn't my favorite, but I do like the plot of 2. And the Organization 13 fights are stupid and fun. It has less of a focus on the Disney stuff, which I like. Yeah, solid game. Number 58, Trails in the Sky, second chapter. This one has fallen a lot, mostly because I've thought about it, and this was probably a case of recency bias with how high it was before. I like it, but not the greatest JRPG ever made. Kind of like FC, it's the start of a series, but still pretty good, just not the best. Food Whiz, hello? Ah! Ignore anything you saw. Shadow of Destiny, I talked about it in the tier list. It's a cool time travel game, has a great twink. Pretty neat game. Nope. Oh, come on. OBS, please. 56, we have Portal. Went up 6 places, but I should have explained at the start. I made this list without looking at my list from last year at all. Which helps explain why some things have moved around so much also. But yeah, I tried to do it completely blind to get the truest sense of things, so up 6 isn't a big change at all. Portal's a fun game. Trauma Center Under the Knife 2. I think Trauma Center Second Opinion might have been on my list last year. But after replaying that, I think 2 is just a lot better. Also, being on DS makes it better than on the Wii just because of the control scheme. Solid video game. I miss the Trauma Center series. Tekken 3. It's fallen a bit, but still one of the best fighting games ever made. I think the first fighting game I ever played. Good video game. Tetris 99. This one is new only because I put generic Tetris on my list last year. This past year I've decided Tetris 99 is probably my favorite way to play Tetris when I do play Tetris. It's a real good game, but for certain occasions. 52, Poppin' Music. Theme you'll see on this year's list is rhythm games are generally a lot higher. I kind of admitted to myself, I really like rhythm games. There's no need to debuff them, even if I'm not like an expert player at them. Pop and music I haven't played as much as some other series, but what I have played, pretty fun. And number 51, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. This is the second GBA game in the Castlevania series. Not as good as Aria of Sorrow, but it is same formula, pretty darn good. If I played more indie Metroidvanias, I feel the Castlevanias might fall a bit, but haven't done a lot of that yet. I'm gonna move over here. Number 50, Parasite Steve. I like this game a lot. I think when it comes along on my survival horror game playthroughs, even if it's not really survival horror, I don't really know what counts as survival horror, but I might do the Chrysler Building stuff when it comes up, which is kind of the new game plus extra dungeon. I don't know if it's any fun, but I'm gonna give it a try. 49, Valhalla. Is that really new? There's no way it's new. I might have just missed it on the old list. Let me double check. Maybe it is new? Apparently it's new? Really? That's strange. I feel like Valhalla was pretty high last year, but apparently it wasn't on there at all. Weird. Anyway. It's a good game. It's very funny. One of the few, games that I actually considered funny the whole way through. Solid video game. I'm overdue for a replay. 48, Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero. This got an official translation not too long back, and by official translation I mean they bought the fan translation and published it. Better than the Sky games in general. They tightened up the combat a bit. Story's real good. I like detective type stories, so ranks pretty high up. I have not finished the sequel to it, so it's not on the list. 47, Groove Coaster YY Party. This is the Switch port of Groove Coaster. I've played a lot of it. I haven't played a lot of it recently, though. I should do some more of that. It's a good port of Groove Coaster, and I like Groove Coaster. 46, Fire Emblem 30 Houses. I'm kind of surprised this wasn't on the list last year. I think because it's a pretty recent game and I haven't played any other Fire Emblems, I didn't want to admit that I liked it this much, but I liked it a lot. Edelgard's cool. Yeah. 45, we have Ghost Trick. Ghost Trick fell a decent amount. It's another case of a game I haven't played in a while, so that's really the only reason it fell. Once I replay it, maybe it'll go back up. Boop. 44, we have Cave Story. Real solid video game. Went down 9 places, but like I was saying earlier, 9's not like that much. 43, we have DJ Max Respect, which somehow only went down 1. The somehow is because, again, it was blind, so I'm surprised it's so similar, but a solid video game. Not my favorite rhythm game, but as far as like home PC rhythm games go, one of the best. Slightly less respect, yes. 42, we have Paper Mario, my favorite Paper Mario game, Paper Mario. I like Paper Mario. I should replay it sometime. 41, we have Trauma Team, pretty similar ranking this time around as well. Best in the Trauma Center franchise, I dare say. It has a nice little mix of gameplay modes, characters, very stupid game. Pretty neat. Second or third game I ever streamed, I think. Crazy. Ace Combat 5. The reason this one's new is because Ace Combat 6 was on the list last year. Let me check where that is, actually. Ace Combat 6 was ranked 33 before. So a bit of a fall, but I like the Ace Combat games. It's just been a while since I've played 6, which is why 5 took its place. Both pretty darn good games. 39, Museka. This is a rhythm game nobody liked, so Konami killed it off in like a year and a half, but one of my favorites. I'm sad it got killed off. 38, we have Left 4 Dead 2, which apparently was like very, very high up last year. I like Left 4 Dead 2. I don't know if it belonged to that high up though. I like playing it with friends every once in a while, but I don't think it belongs in like the top 20. But if anybody would be like, hey, you want to play some Left 4 Dead? I'd be like, yeah. Unless I don't know you, in which case probably not. If you don't know me, don't ask to play Left 4 Dead with me. 37, Super Mario Sunshine made a big jump after our replay this year. It's a pretty solid game, not as good as 64. I get why people hate it, but I think they should grow up. Final Fantasy VIII somehow didn't make the list last year. I think I just had a lot of Final Fantasies and I wanted to reduce the number of Final Fantasies. Final Fantasy VIII, pretty good. I like the PlayStation ones. Up 14 spaces this year, we have Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. I think replaying it for my birthday this year made me realize, you know, it's not a perfect game, but I do like Croc quite a bit, so I'll give it the credit it deserves. 34, we have Trails of Cold Steel 3. This is a game I have really conflicting feelings about, which is why it was not on the list last year. On one hand, it has really good combat. The first half of the game's real solid. The characters are great. There are some really good parts of it. But it does set up Cold Steel 4, which is a terrible game that I hate. So Cold Steel 3 is on the list this year. It does some really good things. Sets up some really bad things. 33, we have Radiant Historia, falling a bit, but really solid RPG. Play the DS version, 3DS version. I never finished, but I've been told it makes the game worse, so play the DS version. It's a real good video game. It has time travel. 32, we have Earthbound. I have to apologize to Earthbound of last year. There's not a good reason. It fell so short before. I just hadn't played it in a long time. I still haven't played it in a long time, but looking back at it, I'm like, wow, that was a good game. I should replay it. So it jumped up this year. If I replay it, it might even go higher. D-Man, hello? We gotta hurry, my voice is gonna die. 31, Beatmania 2DX. Another really good rhythm game. Not my absolute favorite, but I enjoy it quite a bit. I want to get better at it. I'm not very good at it right now. Nier Automata. There's no way that's new. Hold on. I fucked this up. What? That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. Huh? Okay, well, I guess last year I was annoyed by how much people like Nier Automata, so I didn't put it on the list. But it is a pretty good game. You should probably play it if you haven't, but Nier Automata fans do annoy me. 29, Touhou Spell Bubble. About the same ranking. One of the best versus puzzle games ever made, and it was released in the past 5 years, I think. What if Puzzle Bobble was also a rhythm game and a versus game? Well, I guess it already was a versus game, but also Touhou and had Touhou songs. It's really fucking fun. I actually got a PC port. It's Switch only right now still, I think. 28, we have Persona 3, my favorite Persona game. Persona fans annoy the hell out of me, but Persona 3, pretty good video game. I doubt I'll play the remake. 27, we have King's Field, a game I played this year and enjoyed a whole lot. I like King's Field a lot. It's really good. I can't wait to play more King's Field. Number 26, we have Baroque, specifically the Saturn version. This is like if King's Field was a roguelike and also really fucking strange. Once I beat it, it might even go higher, but right now it's at 26. Really cool game. Probably not for everyone, but I like it a whole lot. 25, we have Metal Slug. Did Metal Slug really dip that much? That's crazy. Metal Slug. Yeah, I put Metal Slug at 12 last year. Wow, I thought I was increasing it this year. Also, I haven't reviewed this that much after ranking them, so it's funny seeing the changes. Yeah, wow, I guess Metal Slug dropped, but really fun video game, run and gun. Alien Hominid was on my list last year. It didn't make it this year. Because Metal Slug is Alien Hominid, but way better. And it's real fun. 24, we have Money Puzzle Exchanger. I love Money Puzzle Exchanger. Right up there with Touhou Spell Bubble as one of the best versus puzzle games ever made. 23, Super Mario 64, right around the same spot as last year. I was surprised by how much I liked it last year, and it still holds up. 22, this might be the highest ranking new game. I don't think that's true actually, but highest ranking game I played before this year that is new. This whole series, my feelings are a mess, but the reason this wasn't there last year, I think, is I was like, oh, you know, 2's the game that brings everything from 1 together. But thinking about it, honestly, 1 has a real solid setup. I like it. I like the video game. You should play the Cold Steel series, but maybe not because 4 is bad. I don't know. I don't know how to say recommendations for this series anymore. Play Trails from Zero. That's my recommendation. 21, we have Higurashi no Nakukoro ni. This is another one that I think did not make the list last year because I was annoyed by people calling it the best thing ever made. But it is pretty fucking good. I liked it a whole lot. Best visual novel I've read, I think. Pretty good. 20, we have Tales of Berseria. My favorite Tales game. It has Velvet and Maggie Lou. Lesbians. Hashtag lesbians. Combat not quite as good as Arise, but I like the story a whole lot. Velvet, incredibly good protagonist. Final Fantasy 16 made Boy Velvet, I think, and I keep seeing art of him and being like, that's Velvet, but it's the Final Fantasy 16 guy, I think. I don't know. 19! It's fallen a bit, but the Silver Case still up there. I guess the Silver Case you would count as a visual novel, probably. It's a little bit higher than Higurashi. Silver Case. I think some people would probably hate it, but give it a go. It's real fucking cool. 18, we have Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. What's funny is I thought I was giving this game a big hit this year as far as ranking. I was thinking I had it like top 10 last year. It turns out I erased the ranking quite a bit. I like other Castlevanias, but this year I kind of felt like the three I like are all kind of same, but not top 10-ish material. One of them might have made top 10, I don't remember, but they normalized a bit around the top 15. 17, Soul Calibur 5 somehow did not change places at all, which I'm pretty impressed at. This is the only fighting game that I've ever put like serious time into, I think, because my old coworker would do tournaments of it. I like it a whole lot. Most people hate 5, but it's the one I played a lot of, so I like it. 16, speaking of the Castlevanias that kind of all converged around 15, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. It's a very silly video game. It's a true sequel to Symphony of the Night. I like it a lot, but it has its flaws, so it fell down a bit. 15, Gran Turismo 3. Again, it fell a bit, but Gran Turismo 3, still the best racing game I've ever played. I like it a lot. It's on the PlayStation 2, and you drive the cars. I like to drive the cars. PT Cruiser. 14, Symphony of the Night, another one that jumped up, converged around 15. It's just so hard, like Symphony of the Night, Ritual of the Night, Bloodstained, it's just like pretty similar games in my mind. They're flawed, but they do such stupid things throughout that I just really love them. And they're kind of always bouncing around, I guess, in my ranking, but this year, Symphony of the Night is my favorite Castlevania game, or Igavania, I guess you would say. 13, we have Waka, a rhythm game that got killed off unceremoniously, I think this year? Maybe late last year, but I like Waka a lot. I'm sad it got killed, and I've been too sad to go back to the arcade to play it because it got killed. Not Final Fantasy X Waka, no. I should replay Final Fantasy X. That would probably make the list if I did. Waka baby, real fun video game. Rest in peace. 12, we have Neon White. Pretty similar ranking to last year. I'm kind of surprised it climbed since I don't think I've played it since last year, but really fun game. The writing's not my favorite, but as far as gameplay, one of my favorites ever. Which is why it's at 12. If it wasn't one of my favorites, it probably wouldn't be at 12, you see, if you understand. Whoop. 11, we have Trails of Cold Steel 2! Along with 1 raising way up on the charts, 2 fell a little bit just because... blame Cold Steel 4. Number 10, we have Final Fantasy XIV. Despite not playing it all year, it somehow went up 12 places. Yay! I've spent a lot of time on that game, and I keep dreading going back to it. But I think when I was thinking about it this year, I'm like, wow, that was a really important part of my life. And I'm sure if I went back to it, I would still enjoy it a lot. So here we are. I'm kind of surprised I did it 22 last year. I guess I had already stopped playing it at that point, so makes sense, I guess. But I guess the burnout is wearing away, given that it went up so many points. Number 9, Super Mario World. My favorite Mario game. Mario go a jump and a spin jump. Any platform. I really did want to finish Mario Wonder this year because what I've played of it, it feels like the first 2D Mario since Mario World that kind of recreates the feeling of like, wow, there's a bunch of weird shit in this game. And some of it doesn't really work, but overall it's pretty cool. But since I haven't finished it, I didn't really feel comfortable ranking it. So maybe next year. Number 8, big jump up, we have Final Fantasy VII. I'm surprised this jumped up so much. I don't know what happened, but I like the PlayStation Final Fantasies. 7 is kind of flawed, especially in the middle. It's... I don't know. I don't know how to explain myself here, but I do like it. It's one of the strangest video games. It's not New 7. I would never put New 7 in the top 10 of all time. I didn't like New 7 very much. I still have to finish that, actually. Yeah. I like the Final Fantasy. Number 7, we have Sound Voltax. I was thinking I really raised this up in ranking this year. I was like, wow, rhythm games made a huge jump this year. And then really Sound Voltax only went up by 4. It's my favorite rhythm game at the moment. It's real fun. If you have a way of playing it, I recommend it, but it is difficult to play if you're not in the right geographical location. Yeah, rhythm games are pretty fun, even if they do destroy my body and I mean, I guess just body, not my mind, but my eyes and wrists. So what I've done the past couple of years, I guess past 2 years, this is the second time I've done this. I make a big list of games that I think are potential candidates. I think it was like 150 games this year. And I put them all into a sorter to get a general ordering, and then just kind of moved them around here and there based on feeling. Any of the Bravely games? I played some of Bravely Default. I forget why I stopped. I think maybe the plot just wasn't grabbing me and the gameplay was getting a little repetitive for me. I think if I put more time into it, I'd enjoy it, but I just wasn't willing to at the time, and I don't know if I'll go back. I didn't even make it that far. I think I only put like 10 hours in. Number 6, making another big jump, Unreal Life. I was thinking it was around here last year, but apparently not. I like Unreal Life a lot. It's my favorite indie game, I guess. You should play it. It made me cry. It's pretty neat. It's not like perfect by any means, so maybe it doesn't belong so far up on the list, but it's a personal favorite, I guess. Straylight Weave, hello? Unreal Life, yeah, I could see you calling it RPG Maker Core. It reminds me a bit of Ghost Trick more than those type of games, but yeah. Number 5, unchanged, we have Deus Ex. Pretty wild that this falls above so many JRPGs. When it's one of the very few, like, Western type RPGs I've played. Oh, Daxel, hello. I was like, I've never seen you in chat before. Yeah, Deus Ex, I'm overdue for a replay. I like it a whole lot. Number 4, also unchanged, we have Dungeon Encounters. A game many people would probably fucking hate, but I think is one of the coolest games ever made. And another one from not too long ago. There's hope for the world. You have encounters in the dungeon, that's... I mean, I think I explained my feelings on it last year much more in depth, but this year I'm just like, God, I fucking love Dungeon Encounters. What a cool game. Number 3, also unchanged, we have Metal Gear Solid 2. If you've seen any of my gameplay of Twin Snakes, you might be thinking, really, Ren? Do you really like Metal Gear Solid 2 that much? You don't seem to be very good at it. And that is true. I played the game on easy. But the last few hours of that game, one of the best things video games ever done. Real good. Number 2, we have Etrian Odyssey 3 down from number 1. Number 1 and 2 are always gonna kind of be interchangeable. Etrian Odyssey 3 is like my favorite game I've played as an adult, and the other is one I played more in my childhood years, so sometimes the nostalgia wins over. Etrian Odyssey 3, I think, best dungeon crawler I've ever played. Not that I've played that many, so I should really play more, you know, but whatever. Best in the Etrian Odyssey series. It's not impossible to play anymore because of the remasters. I recommend it if you like crawling around dungeons. And number 1, my favorite game of all time as of the end of 2023, it's Final Fantasy IX. I love Final Fantasy IX. It's my favorite game, what can I say? I could talk more about some of these games, but also I usually just don't talk this much on my streams, even though I feel like I usually talk on my streams all the time. I don't know what happened, but anyway, I should stop before I am unable to speak tomorrow. This is my top 100. I'll put it on Discord and the Twitter and maybe even co-host. Yeah. Oh yes, before we go, next year, probably not the first week of January, maybe the second or third week, we will be starting PlayStation Roulette. So, yeah, look forward to that. As a little teaser, I'll show off the layout that Ricky has made for me. It's pretty neat. So I have my little memory card icons over here. We got, it's been so long since I've made this, I kind of forgot. Also, I think the frame rate's slightly wrong. I kind of want to correct that, but we'll see if I get to it. First one, I think, is Castlevania Chronicles, maybe? No, this is Kingsfield. The skeleton is Kingsfield. We have Trag, second over. Third over, Parasite Eve. Second row, we have the Cardcaptor Sakura animatic storybook, or whatever the fuck that game's called. Pretty cool. We got Croc. This fish is from, what the hell is the fish from? Oh god, what is the fish from? Shit. Is that? It's not. Okay, I have to go over to here so I can check. Fish is, I'll be back shortly. Don't worry, everybody. Oh, this is Iru. Iru, the video game. It is a fan-translated video game, but not the one you're thinking of. That's Blue. Next we have this Klonoa. This guy might be blue, this weird dolphin man. Let me double check that. Okay, yeah, Weird Dolphin Man is blue, the underwater game you were thinking of. Yep, the memory card icon for Overblood is Peepo. We love Peepo. We have Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. We have a cute little Yugi going blah, blah, blah. This little wiggly man is... Okay, so, a quick side note about PlayStation save icons. One, they're fucking annoying to extract. Two, they can be 1, 2, or 3 frames. The SMT one is the only 2-frame one on this whole thing, which became a complication, but it's fine. Anyway, SMT 1 port to the PlayStation. Next is Threads of Fate. Bottom row, we have this little yippee guy. I believe that's Kowai Shashin. Another fan-translated game I played a bit of. Jumping Flash and Croc 2. Oh, Croc 2. Not a great game. Did not make the top 100. It's been a while since I've talked about it, so you may or may not remember. For PlayStation Roulette, we're going to be going year by year. So we're going to start with 1995. I think that's like 50, 60 games that year. A lot of them are going to be overlap from the Sega Saturn Roulette, which will be a fun time reliving terrible memories. But after that, we should mostly get into unique games. So yeah, look forward to that. I'm excited myself. I want to try and put a little more effort into streams next year. We'll see if it actually happens. Let's raid someone. I really played Wii music for 2 hours and 46 minutes. Good lord. Alrighty. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you next year if I don't stream more this year. I might if I decide to, but we'll see. Bye.